What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Barney Stinson, I'm your host and this is OP10 Trafalgar. Now this leader will come out in a bit and has an actually really interesting coloring. Being green and yellow kind of, in my feeling, plays into each other and is really beneficial for having the downside of being a 4-life leader. But let's first read the effect. Don times 1 activate main. Once per turn, if the total cost of your characters is 5 or more, you can return one of your characters to the hand, then reveal the top card of your life, and if that card is a supernova type character with a cost of 5 or less, you can play it. So this is basically just a room ability he has in the anime and manga as well, this cringy stuff he does with his hands. And my first impression actually is that this effect kind of sounds mediocre. I just personally believe it would have been so much better if this card would cheat out from hand rather than from live, but I could be wrong about that and we are going to find out in this video. Now we are going to look at some deck profiles that have topped in Japan recently. Just one or two, it won't take that much, and then we will go and hop into some games and test this out against some leaders that are actually viable in the meta for OP10 and then draw a conclusion at the end of the video. So if we now take a look at these stats on here, let's set this to OP10. We should see some topping decks. Here's actually one that went top 16 in the championships in Tokyo. That's actually crazy. We are going to take a look at that deck, and as you can see, this deck has many 5 costs, to many targets to use your leader effect for. This law, this Cavendish, this restand law, and this freeze bunny. In total 16 targets. If you want to count this Hawkins as well, you would have 20, and with this blocker 24. But I don't actually like this build that much, even though it has topped and was the best performing of all of them. If you take a look, I want to, as you saw in the title, try a fortress build because I think that would be the best thing to do with this leader. So let's take a look at the deck profile right now. Alright, this is now the deck profile we are using in today's video, and let's actually start from left to right. First off, we got this Cavendish, one of the best 5 drops in green or in the game maybe, because this effect is actually cracked on play and when attacking, so it's useful in not only when it comes onto board, also when it sticks. If your leader is a supernova type and you have no other Cavendish on the field, activate 2 Don. So this card's cost is actually just 3 instead of 5. This is a target for our leader ability. This is our target for all of our searches here, and for the badge to put on live, for the law to put on live. And we always basically want to put this out. This is the most important card on the deck, and there's actually a possibility to restand this character to gain 4 Don per turn, but I will show you that in a second. Then we have this law. It's a blocker, 5 for 6, no counter. On play, you may return one of your characters to your hand, play up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So this is basically just the room ability inside a 5 cost body, but I think this card is a bit too clunky. Why? Because most of the times you can already return with your leader effect. I found myself having struggles with putting enough low cost bodies onto the board, and the combo is a bit hard to set up in my opinion, because if you bounce with this, you won't have anything to bounce with this, because the condition to play a 3 cost from your hand, or rather to play a 3 cost from your hand, you have to meet the condition to return 1 character to your hand. So that's the cost of the card actually. So I found myself cutting this, but as you saw in the game deck profile, this is on 4 with the top 16 guy. So decide if you want how you want to do it, but I'm gonna stick with 2. Then the kit, notorious character, you all know what this card does. Don times 1 opponent's turn. If this character is rested, your opponent cannot attack anything other than this. and the activate main to rest itself to cheat out the 3 cost, being this Rosinante, this Toshigi, or these small or these jewelry Bonnie blockers characters. And yeah, then speaking of the Rosinante, it's a great card, one of the best blockers in the game, I think, just because of that KO protection. It protects from being KO'd by effects and attacks. It's just a great card, I think, the best thing to put out with this kit. But in case we have the Bonnie in hand, we sometimes want to put this up, but I'm going to show you that as well. And then this 5-cost Bonnie, nice character to just freeze your opponent's board, to use your leader ability if you have a kid already out and he has something like a, I don't know, 9-cost purple Lin, and he wants to swing next turn and it's rested. You can just put it out with your leader ability, freeze it, and then go into face, ignore the board. It's just great. And then I saw this OP10 Trafalgar being played in some decks, and I really think this is a consideration. I however have it only at 1. At that point I could cut it, but we will see in the games if that comes up in any point. But I think this effect is really nice. As I said, a new card that comes out in OP10 as well. It has a 2k counter, and you can cheat it out with your kit ability as well as a 3 cost. When one of your green characters other than Toshigi would be removed from play due to your opponent's effects, you may instead rest this character. So nice protection, I like this card. Bonnie, Tap Searcher, really nice to play out early on. I like this card. Sometimes you can bounce it back and then play it out again and search 2 times to rest 2 Don, and then you have 2 Don available that you can stand up again. That's just nice. Or you can play out 2 of these. And then we have this Law. This is what I meant with the Cavendish, to use 4 Don. I really like this card. If you have the ability to put this on top of your life and then have this Cavendish on board and you already swung with it, and then you can bounce back some small character to play this out, and it can attack again actually. Really nice to get 4 extra Don for a turn. I like it. And then this Mihawk, really nice card. What I like about this the most is that this card is a nice combo with this Hawkins. You play this out, you can play the Hawkins out rested, because this character has an on-play. If you have 2 or less characters, play up to 1 4-cost or lower / trade character with other than Dracu Mihawk from your hand rested. And the rested part isn't a conflict, but not a problem at all, because this character has an on-play that on KO that lets you trash your opponent's life. And then this Carmel is nice to bounce back with this Law and play it out again, just to have an on-play draw effect sometimes, because it says on-play draw card, but sometimes the trigger effect comes up to just KO a chump blocker. This Beji is just basically a Hiyori with a 2k counter as well. You can play this out to stack your life, to set your leader ability up, then bounce it back for a 2k counter. Really nice. And then this Jewelry Bonnie, as I mentioned, this does the same as this badge. Add 1 card from your life to your hands, and then 1 from your hand to your life back, so you can set up the leader ability with this card. Really nice. And you can cheat it out with Kid. So if you are perchance at a 10 Don turn, you can put 1 Don under your leader, 8 to play this card out, and then the remaining to put it under it. And you could cheat this out with your Kid ability, and then your leader ability would be live again. As I mentioned earlier, you can then play out this Bonnie, and you can do this in the same turn, which is really nice. This Hawkins we talked about. Luffy, the card we always want to see in your hand, or we want to always have at any point in the game, because we are so low on the supernova characters that we can always search them out, and our leader ability bounces something back to gain extra value. And then there's Zoro, which is something we can put out with our Mihawk as well. It's just a rush character when we have a lower life total than our opponent, and then the trigger to play it out for trashing a card in hand, which is actually really nice. Then we have this law, which is just custom support. This is so good. On your 7 Don turn, this is the best thing to play out. I really like this card. The best support I think that is suited to a leader I've seen, because it fulfills all our leaders' abilities. Reveal one supernova type character from your hand and add it to the top of your life face down. Then if your leader has the supernova type, give up to 1 rested Don to your leader. Really, really great support. I really like this card. It's so nice to have this as a 4-off, because we are so heavy on searches. We can search this out if we need. I found myself being at 3 is the best, but we always want to play this if we have it. And then this is just a 2k counter. We can also cheat out with Mihawk and can play itself out if opponent and myself have 5 or less life. So just a 2k counter, and that's it. As you saw, this is maybe not the most optimal list, to be honest, but I think this is the best that has worked for me. I've tinkered with it a bit, but let's see in the gameplay actually how this performs and hop into that. Now for our first matchup, we got another new leader, being the Ussoppu OP10 one. So this is actually the same set, and we are starting off good. I'm gonna play down this Luffy to, actually Bonnie is great, so I can play it on top of that, and then let's play this first and then go ahead and play the Bonnie next turn, because I went second. I have now two Don worth of character. Oh, he goes aggressively into life. We take that. And we get a Mihawk. So this is what I meant. I can play our 4 Don. Actually, I have this Carmel now. Yeah, that's the best play. I will play this Bonnie out so that I have 5 costs of characters on the board, and put this on top. And now I can use my leader ability to bounce the Luffy back, play out the Cavendish, and get 2 Don additionally. So I should play this Carmel down and draw 1, and then swing 6 into life. Yeah. Now we pass turn. If I think about it, this is a slight misplay, because you see now this happens. He plays out Leo. I could have played the Monkey D. Luffy. I bounced to my hand back onto the board and have 1 additional Don to work with, because the Carmel is a 2 cost. And then I could have activate Bonnie's effect, and he needed to swing with leader into it. Or does this Leo get rush? I don't know. Does this Leo get rush? I'm countering out first, and then it's just I don't know. If it's a misplay, I'm putting it out there. You can correct me in the comments, but I think I should have done that, because now my Bonnie will be rested and the Leo can swing into it for free. But let's figure out what we will do in this turn. I have 6 Don to my disposal. I would have loved to play a kit out this turn, but that's not enough. Let's just do this and see what we get. I think the restand law is better than this, so let's take that, because now I can swing. Actually, I should have activated Bonnie's effect first, because now I just restanded 1 Don with the Cavendish effect, so that's a slight misplay as well. Yeah, this is going suboptimally, but as I mentioned, this is my first game. We are learning, and then we play out this to replace that and stand up. Do you think he will take this? If he takes this, he's pretty cooked. Yeah, because now I can swing 7. Yeah. Swing 7 into life, and he needs to take this or give us a 2k and a 1k. So 2 cards in hand or go down to 0. And he goes down to 0. We bounce back that Luffy and pass turn for now. I believe the first thing he will do is swing into the Bonnie with the Leo. And I think we are going to counter that out. Yeah. Or we block that out, rather. Do we block that out? I mean, it's a free block. Yeah. And I already have 2 rested characters, so he needs to swing in any case. And let's see if he does, or will he swing into life? He has the pressure in his neck. He's swinging into life, which is a misplay in my opinion. Now I did take that, mind you. The reason for that is he swings into Bonnie. Just let that go. It's far more important to have the Cavendish on board, because why did I take that life? We have Kit in hand, and next turn, thanks to the Cavendish, we can play out Kit. And he plays out a Frankie. Okay. Now this Frankie's effect is just if he would have been KO'd, or if he does get KO'd, he just revives his little neighbor here, Ideo. And what is he thinking about with one Dawn? Many things I did wrong in this game, but I promise you that will be corrected in the next game. But let's see first what we can do now and what he will do. He's thinking, and he quits. Okay. Up until the next game. Of today we got Enel, and we go first just because, yeah, I can play this Luffy into this Mihawk into the Hawkins. That's actually kind of cracked. And yeah, was it right to go first? Yeah, I think. Let's play this Luffy out and get the 7. Oh, that's so perfect. And now pass. Because I actually have the crackiest, I don't know, curve. There is. Let's swing 5 first. Just get him to 3. Play this Mihawk out into this Hawkins was his name. And he goes into, take it, man. I don't care, take it. So now we have exactly enough for our leader. No, well, not exactly, but if I play out this, what's his name, Cavendish, and, or am I? No, I thought I miscounted the Dawn, but it was right. And let's poke him. I have a feeling we can race him. We can actually race him. 5 with this. Yeah. And then 5 with lead. And get our little Luffy back. Now, that's what I meant. He got the sense of us rushing him, so he counted out aggressively as well. And now he is at 6. You know, the thing is against Enel, if he goes second, and you can rush it, you can play the fast game aggressively, aggro the board, swarm it. He needs to be aware of him. Let's take it. Him only being able to heal at the 8 Dawn turn, or the 9 Dawn turn, 10 in this case if he goes second. And 8 would be suboptimal because of the Katakuri putting one thing from board onto life. So now we just continue with our little rapid fire. 5 with this. And I'm thinking about not playing this out first, but we need the Dawn. That's the thing. It's just unfortunate he KO'd or Cavendish, because that way we could have swung 2 more attacks in case of just 1. But let's do this. Yeah. The reasoning behind that is I gain nothing from it to swing just with leader, and I don't want to bounce anything back because I have Mihawk as an attacker on the board. I will counter out this, or yeah, I think it would be better to counter out this just to guarantee we are healthy and to guarantee the Bonnie stays on life, but I didn't expect this. Yeah, second swing, we take that, and now we can actually freeze the Nami on board and continue to be aggressive. Because the thing is, he only has so much cards in hand, right? And if I attack with this Hawkins first, he probably will counter this out. Because he got the sense of me swarming the ball here. Oh, he didn't. So now we don't play the Bonnie. We need to find something. And we found the restand? Yeah, that's way better. We can stay so healthy and establish high cost characters that are attacking threats on the board. But I am actually putting this on life back. It's just because I have no better options. It's a lack of good options. And swinging with the Mihawk first is an option, but I don't know. Getting it back to hand as a 2k count? Nah, do not overcomplicate it. Swing. I don't care about the Mihawk. It could have been played more optimal to have that 2k counter on hand. But it's okay, it's fine. Because I think we already are at a point where he won't be able to catch up. Even not with this. Take that. Oh, that's so great. Trigger that out. And now we have exactly 6 attackers next turn. And on top of that, yeah, let's counter that out. I think we have the game here. It doesn't matter about the life. He could get a 0 cost trigger, but we have 6 attackers, right? And he has only 6 cards in hand. So it should be good, and he drew a Frankie, so that's a 2k counter. And he counters out another 9. So we have 3 attackers and 1 swing that has to go through. No, 2 swings that have to go through. Do we do this? 5? Nah. I think this is a misplay, but let's just do it. He doesn't have any counter in hand. I tell you, he has no counter in hand. I think it was right to swing 7, just to be able to swing 8 and 9 here. Yeah, okay. I got the sense. It wasn't the most optimal thing, but I think this game was right. Our halftime game is now against the new EBO2 Luffy. And he actually chose to go second, which is fine because I can play out this Bonnie and then just pass. Mind you, this Nami, this searcher can swing into the Bonnie because I will rest. Will I rest it? No. Let's just forget it because I can do this into this and swing 5. This is what you saw in the earlier match as well. And this is a combo that just works. It puts out what you need on board. And if he swings into the... He doesn't. 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 11 times. They don't. I shouldn't have said that. And he now plays out a Zoro Juro. We took that live because we now have a kit in hand. Oh, and actually we get the law as well, which is great. So play out the Cavendish and then search out with the Bonnie. This is actually great. I can see a nice game ahead of myself. Put the Don under... Yeah, maybe just swing first. Let's see what he does. Because one thing about this leader, now this leader is actually really, really popular right now in Nippon, as some say Japan, and it is actually dominating the recent championship. But one thing I learned from watching that gameplay videos, or not gameplay, that championship videos rather, is that this leader is kind of a glass cannon leader. So that was the reasoning why I spread out the Dawn and swung into life. And yeah, we need to let this go. It was an option to bounce this bunny back to hand, but it's okay. Let's get him to clear our board, swing 1 into life, which we will take as well. Because as I mentioned, we have the Kid Cavendish combo, which is just fantastic. Oh, he swings into the Hawkins, then trash alive. This was a... He's at 1 life and he's at 5 Dawn. No, he's at 6. Yeah. Play out the bunny first, because why not? Get the Luffy. And now we have 2 Dawn to restand, and I told you I will learn from my mistakes. We are all learning with this. There's a learning curve. And now we can play out this. We have a target on board with the bunny. Put that onto life. And this is so cracked. I don't care that you are a 6k base leader. I will swing into your life either way. Now activate our leader ability, bounce that bunny back because we established it first, play this out and then swing again. This is so fucking nuts. I love this. So he goes down to 0 this early in the game. I'm going to opt to play this, what's his name, Rosinante, just to be able to somehow protect our Cavendish. Because he, I imagine, will swing everything he has into the Cavendish, and if we do our best to counter it out for a little while, our Cavendish will replace our leader and be a 6k. As a 6k buddy, our leader will be a 6k buddy for 1 or 2, 3, maybe 3 swings. He plays the chopper. Now, I've seen that many players in the championship opted to establish this chopper in their decks as well, because of the ability to ramp a Dawn is just good for this deck, because the pudding Sanji pudding ramps crazy as well. It just plays into each other, all of the... Oh, he surrenders. He saw it coming. He just saw it coming. He only has 2 Gum Giants in hand. We have 3 different laws that can swing into life, and he has no other counter. Oh well, I think that's a GG's. Let's see about the next game. Let's see this. I want to see how this matchup goes. Let's just mulligan this. I don't like this hand because we have not that much early. This looks just kind of same. And he starts off with a stage and sets up an ETG in trash, which is actually pretty good for him. Can we see a badge? Shall we take the badge and just play it out to have characters on board? I'm debating that, but no, the law is something that could be well used in this matchup. Another ETG. So he wants to rush us down and 6 into life. We will not take that because we are afraid. Let's see, 2 Dawn up. Okay. That doesn't ramp you a Dawn though. What will we do? Swing 5, play out a Hawkin. Yeah, Hawkins should be the best play. Let's first swing. The reason why the chopper doesn't ramp a Dawn, in the last match we explained that he can ramp a Dawn, and the reason why he doesn't ramp a Dawn is because he was at more Dawn than I was. Well, I can't recall why he... Or did I choose who goes first? As a Reiju, you want to go first in 10 out of 10 of the times. Yeah, but if he chose, you can rewind that. I can't remember if he chose to go second. That was a misplay on his... or wrong on his part, just wrong. I think we counter this out as well because, well, that deck is aggressive as it gets. And play out our own Cavendish to now use the leader ability because we counted out so much. And see, that was the right call to play the law, or to pick the law in the first place. Because now we swing 6 first. And 6 is always good to swing against Reiju because she usually wants to trash the siblings, the older siblings, and they only have, all of them only have a 1k counter, so that's the way to go against Reiju. But now we play this out with a leader effect, get actually both of our cards back to hand and play one of them with the law effect to get an additional search, and we get a law, which is great, which is fantastic. The Hawkins on board is a threat as well because Reiju has problems sometimes to stay healthy just because she is going to have problems against 6k swings, and he actually uses a new event. I don't think that should be run. It's not great per se, but yeah. He goes ahead and plays an Ichiji. That was actually a really great and efficient turn, if I had to judge it, and I'm gonna give him this 2k. Just now we take it, but now we give him the 1k. That was the thinking. I think the reasoning I had. Maybe we get a 1k from that live, but I forgot that he had 2 swings still. But that's okay. This is actually really, really cool. I like this trigger. Yeah. This is nice. Because now he does not have a blocker and we can freely remove his board. The blocker would prevent us from that. I'm debating to swing first, just to bait out some counter cards. But do we first play this out? The thinking I have, or what I'm thinking about, is we can actually play the kid out as well. That would be better, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it, because his highest attacking character is this Ichiji, so I think Kid is actually really great against this deck. And now remove his board, which he will like this. Okay, brain fart. We got to remove the Reijus, which is good. The Ichiji stays, but yeah, buddy, you can't get all. And I think I'm going to play out the Rosie. Yeah, just to make sure in case he plays Red Rock. He searches with that's great, because now he's at 6 cards back in his hand. Yeah, it's actually pretty nuts. You know, guys, it's kind of busted that we had times that this Reiju was abused in law, played out multiple times in a turn. Yeah, I don't fancy those times. He swings 7 into 6. Now a 2k would be appropriate, and then a block, and that's all he can do. And that's what was the right choice, to play this kid out first. And we actually have 1 blocker left on board, one we can establish as well, or yeah, play this out to put that, or can we? I have an idea here, guys. Let's see. Swing first into life. We are completely ignoring the board. Swing 6 and then swing another 7 or 8. I think we should swing 8 here, or 7 with the Hawkins first. Let's do that. 7 with the Hawkins first, and let's see if he takes that, because he has no block on board. And 6 here. 7 would be great. 7, yeah. Another 7. He counters that out. Okay, that's fine. And 1 Dawn only, because we need that for the kit. 7 again. Oh, he took that. I think we have game. Let's just go into it. Oh, he counted out. Okay, he had enough to counter, but now what we can do is we can use our leader ability. Now look at this. Get back the Hawkins, play that law we set up earlier, restand that law, have another blocker, and now... Oh, okay, never mind. Because we swung with the kit, we can't cheat out the Bonnie with its effect, but half of the plan worked. We established that restand law earlier, and we were able to restand our blocker. I think it was an option to swing there with the blocker once again, but being that we have an active Trafalgar Law 9k on board, we can go pretty defensive, let this kid maybe die, and counter out as much as we can so we can stay healthy and then finish next turn. And that's what we're doing here. The kid is gone and we take that life. We still have a blocker, and he saw it coming. Yeah, GG's buddy. Coming to the end of our video, what do I think now about this leader? Well, you all have a conclusion at this point. I think there was enough games to make that evaluation, but I think this leader ability is still a bit lackluster, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. This deck's overall strength has a really low ceiling in my opinion, so I rate this as 6 out of 10 in terms of overall strength. But I think the support actually is really great. They did a really good job with this leader. Everything kind of seems law accurate also. I like that about leaders. That's the thing I really fancy, if the leader has an ability that resembles the ability in the show actually, and the support is really good. It's really well fit into this for this leader. It feels like that, it plays like that, and I like that. So the deck support actually is strong, and we will look at another leader, and that being Kit, where we in some games can see in an upcoming video, of course, that the support cards are not put well into what the potential is with this leader. So I think the support is an 8 out of 10. And for the fun, I think if you can combo through, if you can make your stuff work, this deck can be really fun. But this is a combo heavy deck where you have to think ahead. I found myself having struggles in some games, and I had to play so many games beforehand, before the recording of this video, and watch so many footage before I play my actual first game on recording, to just guarantee that I don't do that many misplays. And I still, in this video, as you saw, did some misplays. This is a hard leader to play. I would compare it to a Lucci deck in terms of the combo power, and for that you have to be prepared. You can do a lot of things in the wrong direction with this deck. So that's my overall conclusion. Feel free to write your takes in the comment section, and don't forget, as I mentioned, to subscribe. Bye.